Back with another Callisto update. So this was wrapping up week 7, which was last week. Week 7 really consisted of nothing. I early on in the week I did a little bit, and I decided she was well and truly ready for a spell and also some freedom. So she was put out in this paddock, and I really didn't ask anything of her other than coming up to me for her food of an afternoon, and also a treat here and there, and just a light pat on the head and the neck, which she was allowing, and I just left her at that. So this was wrapping up the week with a book in the paddock, and she come up and just spent some time with me, and it really was lovely, and it just felt like a turning point. She really wanted to interact, so it kind of gave me all the green lights to continue on this week with asking a little bit more. So introducing different things, different tasks. I always like to draw them into things. I don't like attacking them with new things as such, so I'll never just throw it at them. I'm not into flooding, so I always want to draw them in and ask them bit by bit and build their confidence, obviously. So a lot of this video is going to be sped up because otherwise it would have been 2 hours long, and no one wants to sit through that. So everything I do is just, again, building up their confidence bit by bit, allowing plenty of soak time and a lot of investigation time. So if she wants to stop and have a little sniff and a look, I allow that.
Good girl. Am I boring you? That's the girl. Oh, close enough. Good girl. Clever. Oh, you backed onto it. Good girl.
Yeah, it's just about building things up, introducing all these new foreign objects at her level, obviously. And if she's taking it, I just keep going. I don't want to overdo things, so I'll do a little bit and then leave it at that and go on to the next task, and then leave her soaking on that kind of thing. And speaking of soaking, this is her first wash. I did introduce the hose in hand. She did have a bit of a freak out and race backwards. She didn't pull away from me, which was amazing. I had the pullback collar on as well. But once she accepted it, I was able just to kind of dally her up there, still allowing her to pull away if she wanted to. You know me, I'm very much big on tying up, but yeah, not on those type of things. So every morning I'll go in there, like this week I'll go in there and I'll pat her all down, use a scraping brush to get all that fluffy fluff off her, seeing it's now spring. You can see she's still a little bit hesitant of me going back to her back end, and I just reinforce it all, repeat, and yeah, she's eventually coming around to it. This is, again, getting her to draw to me with it, not attack her, so I wouldn't go just bouncing into her. I want her to follow me, and I do a lot of this. Yeah, just get her to follow me around the pen as I jump around like an idiot. This is the first time introducing the rug. Again, I've sped it all up because this went on for a while. Like, I just do lots of slow things. This is sped up in 3 times. So I just do it real nice and steady, lots of sniffing, and then just slowly work it on her. I'm never going to just have that rug opened up fully and just throw it on and hope for the best, because it could lead to disaster and you're kind of setting them up to fail. Look, she might have accepted it, but I want to do it properly and correct, and yeah, just introduce it bit by bit. It's always nice just to give them a little walk around once it's on them, to feel it with their movement. Again, she is still a little bit funny around the back end. I haven't got it on video, but I have put a rope around her hind legs, just a loop. I haven't put it on a knot, just to get her picking her feet up and kind of rubbing it up and down. So eventually I'm going to be able to get around there in between her legs and do that, those hind clips up, but just taking it easy. Like, I'm always watching her body language, and when I get to that back end, I don't know if you noticed earlier, she will kind of be looking back a bit hesitant, and I'm not saying she's going to kick me, but I don't want to give her any option to. So I want to just build up her confidence that eventually she's going to go, okay, you're back there, that's cool, I trust you. So it is all a trust thing. Then comes the saddle. So this is the first time I've really introduced the saddle. I did put a Wintec on her the other day, only just lightly. I'm not doing it up or anything, but I didn't get that on video. So this day was the first time I introduced the fender. Again, just building it all up, letting her have a good sniff. and she's going to move away, I'll let her. I'm not going to drag her back in. Yeah, just slowly placed it on there. Again, I'm just watching her body language, making sure that she's relaxed. Lots of investigation. I left this on normal time just to show, I'm pretty sure this is the one. It does, when I fling it on her, this is the first time I really just flung it up and over, which is how I saddle. And you see that stirrup eye, and it does hit her up in her belly and almost her flank, and she didn't worry, and that just showed that she knew what I was doing. Like, it obviously she felt it, but she accepted it. Now this rubbing of it, that's a different noise. She's not feeling it, but she can hear it back there. So you can see in her face and her ears, she is just listening and a bit curious and cautious. But I'm not going to go flapping around or whacking on it or anything. Just, again, slowly introducing anything new. And lots of reassurance. I don't know if you noticed early on in the video, and I think I've got a bit later on, I still have some treats in my pocket that I'll give her here and there. I don't want to overdo them because I don't want her to become cheeky for them, but it's also just a nice reassurance and a little treat to say good job. Again, just walking around, letting her feel it. This saddle isn't great on her. I did put another one on her yesterday, I think, or the day before, just to let her feel it again, which felt better. I'm not doing the girth up, that'll come, but at the moment it's just about flinging it on and off and letting her feel it and just learning about that momentum and that motion of me throwing it on and off. So after that, I thought she'd done an absolute ripper job, so I took her out the back paddock. This is the first time I've really let her, I'm going to say off property, even though we're still in our paddock. I just wanted to free her up, let her just enjoy life and reward her, which she did. She absolutely loved it out here, passing all the cows and out in the bush, and then took her over to the dam, and yeah, she had an absolute ball. And relaxed. I think, again, I'm very big on diversity once in my training. You've got to mix it up. It can't be the same mundane thing every day. And it's going to be the same with her, and all those things are going to apply. So keeping things interesting. And just, it's lovely just to read her and see how different she is from a domestic horse. She's showing me lots of different things, and I'm learning so much off her. It's awesome. So yesterday I brought in the mounting block for the first time. I wanted her to really start getting used to me up and over above her ears and above her eyesight, which is a whole new concept for her. She's only really started accepting me over the last few weeks on the ground. She's never really had anyone else alongside her as I have been, so it's taken a little while for her to really get comfortable with me alongside there. As I said early on, it was once I passed that eye, she was very nervy and wanted to jump away, race away. So to get to this point, I feel is huge. So yeah, just again, building up the confidence, get her used to me above there, patting her all over, and eventually I'll be leaning on her and putting a bit of weight on her and get her used to that. And there we go, a little bit of a treat. Good job. I always work both sides, obviously, which you've seen. Both sides need to be worked equally because I'm going to get on and off both sides. I'm going to put the saddle on and off both sides, everything. So they've got to be completely balanced. So I'm just there. I'm starting to just kind of knock my knee into the side of her. She's quite sensitive around her girth area. Even when I'm brushing there, she kind of is looking back a little bit. She does have some very long hairs, and I think they kind of pull at times. But yeah, she's, again, lots of investigation. But she is accepting it, and just, again, everything is going to be building up to eventually being on her. I'm just applying a bit of weight there, so that's why she shifted off. I stayed with her. She wasn't too stressed, but I just wanted to stay with her, and when she stopped, I'd stop. I don't want it to become, when I apply pressure, she moves off and that's the right thing. I want to be able to put that weight on and her stay there, because when I get on, I want her to stay there, but I don't want her to be frightened either. Again, I want to give them every option to move off and find their space to feel comfortable, and then correct it and comfort her afterwards.
My two blues. Hey. Yes. My two blues.
And as always, plenty of tucker time, just relax time, just being together and enjoying the sun while it's out.